Hello everyone. Today we are breaking down a highly unusual dream from an atheist who found himself in an intense confrontation with a questionable entity that claimed to be God. Before we get started, if you're interested in learning more about dream interpretation, grab my free 30-minute course at FatAndHandsomeCows.com. It's no strings attached, and you can get started right away. Now let's get into today's dream. So here's what we are looking at today. I dreamt that a presence told me my time was running out soon. First, let me state that I'm an atheist, and I don't believe this dream has any spiritual significance, but I don't mind others expressing their beliefs if they differ. Also, I recently changed my sleeping pills, so I think this dream is almost certainly related to medication. A few nights ago, I had a dream I was with my family when a man appeared. He was light-skinned with short, gray-white hair. He told me that I had 6 to 12 months remaining and that my time would be cut short due to health complications, specifically related to my Crohn's disease. He said there was nothing I could do to stop it. I was so confused and asked him who he was. He told me he was God. I asked him if he was a demon because it was horrible to tell me my fate without any opportunity of stopping it. He laughed at me and I became frustrated. He told me I'd remember very little of this in the morning. When I woke up, however, I could remember quite a bit. Now, first and foremost, it is important to validate the dreamer's point about switching sleeping aids. Nightmares are a common side effect of certain medications. It is entirely possible that there is nothing more to this experience than a chemical reaction to a new pill, and I'm completely open to that reality. However, if we look at this from a spiritual angle, the dream is a textbook example of what we in charismatic circles call a lying spirit. There are several aspects in this dream that expose the nature of this entity. First, it claims to be God. So if a guy walks into a room and makes this prideful assertion that he's the alpha male around here, you can bet that he's not the alpha male around here. It's safe to say the Trinity does not need to assert their identity in dreams, as dreams are realms of knowing. So this is my first red flag that I see in this dream. Next, we have this vague 6 to 12 months idea. It's ambiguous, it's clearly meant to induce fear or uncertainty, which is not God's heart or agenda. Then the entity tells him there's nothing you can do to stop it, which is another sign of a lying spirit. Its primary motive here is to move the dreamer into a place of agreement that they are powerless, that there's no hope. Now what's fascinating is the dreamer's reaction, because even though he consciously identifies as an atheist, his unconscious self is practicing spiritual discernment. In the middle of the dream, he looks to this presence and challenges it, asking, "Are you a demon?" And the entity responds with mockery, which confirms its malicious intent. So even the entity's final claim that they wouldn't remember the encounter turned out to be a lie. The dreamer woke up remembering almost everything, accompanied by a heavy cloud of dread, he said, that lingered for days. Which, of course, is another sign that this dream is from a deceptive source, not from God. Because the emotional sentiment in the dream is not one of peace, hope, love, connection, etc. By the way, in the full course of Fat and Handsome Cows, we spend a lot of time learning how to discern different types of spiritual entities, because there are a lot of them. We also dive into understanding the agenda of your unconscious self, because many people don't know that our spirits have their own motives, values, priorities. And this dream is an excellent example of a person's spirit actively stepping up to warn them of this deceptive presence. Now, whether or not this was a chemical reaction to a new prescription or a spiritual warning dream, the dreamer's internal discernment was spot on. Now, do I believe this dream is actually worthy of interpretation, even with the change in meds? I actually do. And the reason I do is because when a dream leaves an intense, heavy aftertaste that weighs on someone for days, it's a clear indicator that the experience is worthy of more meaning. Now, if you enjoy this type of deep dream analysis, make sure to like and subscribe. I aim to put out these videos every Tuesday and Thursday. Drop a comment below with your thoughts. Let me know how you would interpret this narrative differently, and I will see you in the next video. 2 things before you go. Don't forget our free 30-minute dream interpretation course at FatAndHandsomeCows.com. And if you suffer from recurring dreams, I wrote a short book about why that happens and how to make it stop. It's called Leave Me Alone, Sean, and it's $3 on Amazon, or free if you have Kindle Unlimited. Links to both are down below. That's all for today, ladies and gentlemen. Take care, and I will see you next round.